Friends, old age is often marked by several signs. Hair turns gray early, the body weakens, teeth become fragile, cheeks sag, one gets tired quickly, the face loses its glow, the digestive system worsens, and vision weakens. These are all common indicators of aging. However, aging is no longer something that only happens later in life. Many young people today are experiencing signs of early aging. To understand this better, let's explore a Buddhist story. Once, Mahatma Buddha visited the royal court of an emperor. Upon his arrival, he asked the Raja, "Tell me, how are the people of the village?" The Raja replied, "O Lord, thanks to the teachings you have given us, the people in our village, even at 60 years of age, look as if they are 20. It seems as though everyone's aging has completely stopped. Everyone in our state is healthy, resting peacefully, and no one needs medicine. Our people are entirely well and very happy." Friends, today's story is very informative, so please listen carefully until the end. Through this story, you will understand why aging can occur at an early age. As you know, Buddha was once an emperor too. He left everything behind to adopt the life of a monk. Because of this, he knew a great deal about what we should eat and what kind of daily routine we should follow. Today, we will learn about Mahatma Buddha's 12 important rules, essentially the secrets to a complete and healthy life. It is humbly requested that you listen attentively to the entire story and implement these 12 principles in your life. By adopting these teachings, you will surely avoid illness and delay the effects of aging. Let's understand this through a story so that each point resonates with you and can be applied to your life. A long time ago, there was a king named Badar Singh in a kingdom. The king was very kind, just, and fair. He had 2 queens, both of whom were very beautiful, but also very cruel. Despite their beauty, they did not share the king's sense of justice. The king loved justice so much that his subjects never suffered. He had established a cabinet with 9 ministers, each responsible for ensuring the people's food supply and other tasks. The king gave such strict instructions that anyone negligent in their duties would be sentenced to death. As a result, the ministers worked with great honesty. Whenever the king had to deliver justice, he did so impartially, deeply understanding both sides before making a fair decision. Because of this, the people of the kingdom were very happy. Every week, the king would tour the kingdom, gathering all the villagers to report on the grain in each household and ensure there was food in every home. The king's arrangements ensured that his subjects lived prosperous lives. The kingdom ran smoothly, and the people were satisfied and often praised the king. One day, during a gathering, a farmer and his wife approached the king and said, "Maharaj, we have a serious problem. Please solve our issue." The king replied, "Tell me, what is the matter?" The farmer responded, "I have 2 sons who are very young, about 26 or 28 years old at most, but they look as if they are 60. Their hair is falling out, their stomachs are growing, and they have become very lazy. They don't do any work. We have tried many medicines, but there has been no improvement." The king replied, "Very well," and ordered his ministers that the farmer's sons should be treated by the royal physician, with the expenses covered by the state treasury. The minister followed the orders, and the physician treated the farmer's sons using funds from the treasury. However, after a long period of treatment, the farmer returned to the gathering and said, "Maharaj, there has been no relief. My sons are still the same." The king said, "We will consider this further." While pondering the situation, another couple arrived, crying with the same problem. Gradually, the issue escalated as more than half of the villagers approached the king with similar complaints, leaving him bewildered. He immediately called for an emergency meeting, declaring that it was imperative to resolve this issue in the state. He ordered a full investigation to determine why the youth of the state were appearing prematurely old and exhausted. The king mandated that action must be taken urgently, with everyone going door to door to uncover the cause of this phenomenon. All the famous healers were summoned, and an emergency meeting was held to discuss the matter. The king addressed the healers, giving them 10 days to investigate and identify the disease or the cause behind this issue. He promised that whoever discovered the exact diagnosis of this condition would be rewarded with a kingdom. All the nobles got to work, going from house to house, investigating day and night for 10 days. Afterward, in a state assembly, all the royal physicians and healers gathered. The king asked each healer for their findings, but despite their efforts, none had found a solution. Then an elderly healer, around 125 to 130 years old, stood up and said, "Maharaj, based on our findings, I believe there is an issue with our lifestyle and diet, which is causing this problem. However, we do not have a clear solution." The king was perplexed to hear this from the elderly healer, who was 13 years old. The king said, "What will be the solution to this problem now? You must provide us with a solution as well. We have been living with this distress for a month. Our people have been worried for the past month, and seeing this, we too are restless. Even my hair has begun to fall out. In our family, whether it's the queens, the princes, the princesses, or anyone else, everyone is facing this issue. Everyone is concerned. Please tell me the solution." Then, the elder healer stood up with folded hands and said to the king, "Please forgive us, but we do not have a solution for this. However, there is one person who does have the solution to all these problems. If we summon that healer, all the issues in your kingdom will be resolved, and all the illnesses will disappear forever. No one else has the solution but him." The king said, "Healer, quickly tell me. Let's not delay such an important matter. Tell me as soon as possible, great man. What is the name of this wise person? We will invite him to our kingdom." The healer replied, "Forgive me, Maharaj, but we do not know where he lives. He must be preaching in some state. Send your soldiers throughout the kingdom to search for the state where Mahatma Buddha is preaching. When and where is he giving his sermon? Only he has the solution to this problem, and no one else does." As soon as the king heard the healer's words, he ordered his most capable minister to find Mahatma Buddha as soon as possible and bring him to the kingdom with respect and honor. "This is our strict order. Take all the necessary spies and quickly find out in which state Mahatma Buddha is currently preaching. If he doesn't come, inform me, and I will go to see him myself with my concerns." All the ministers immediately dispersed in all directions. After much effort, they discovered that Mahatma Buddha was giving a sermon in a very distant place. The ministers went there, paid homage to Buddha, and said, "Lord Buddha, our king has summoned you. A great illness has fallen upon our kingdom. Will you please come with us?" Mahatma Buddha, always kind and joyful, had a single wish, that all living beings on this earth should be healthy and happy. In his mind, there was no deceit, no one was deceived, no one was sad, and everyone should live joyfully. As soon as he heard the soldiers, he said, "Why don't we go immediately?" Mahatma Buddha agreed to go to the kingdom, and his disciples accompanied him as well. The king warmly welcomed Mahatma Buddha to the court, greeted him respectfully, and invited him with honor. The king then said to Mahatma Buddha, "Lord, our people are very joyful and happy, but today a great burden has befallen them. When calamity falls upon them, it falls upon us too. These are not just subjects, they are our family. Please solve all the problems." The king praised Mahatma Buddha, and the Mahatma was very impressed by the king's thoughts and ideas. Smiling, he said, "Why not? This is nothing. Everything will be fine. All the people have brought these problems upon themselves." Hearing this, the king smiled and said, "Sir, such a big problem, and you say it's nothing." The king then said, "All right, Guru, do whatever is necessary. Please heal our people." A disciple who was standing in front of Mahatma Buddha stepped forward when Buddha signaled him. The disciple said, "O Raja, provide us with an open space in your state where all the inhabitants can gather, a place with fresh air, natural sunlight, natural wind, and a golden atmosphere. Tomorrow at 4 a.m., we will begin treating the people, but before we start, you must issue an order for all inhabitants, including yourself, to be present at that place. Starting tomorrow, a sermon will be delivered to all the people, and these teachings will continue for 12 days. During these 12 days, all your subjects will regain their health." The king was very pleased to hear this from the disciple. "In just 12 days?" the king asked. "All right. Any expenses required will be covered by our treasury." The disciple responded, "There will be no expenses, Maharaj. You can rest assured. Simply issue a strict order to your subjects that if they do not arrive by 4 a.m., they will be punished." The king implemented this order and said, "Everyone must be there tomorrow morning. We will also attend and listen to the teachings of Mahatma Buddha. We will follow everything he says, and our spies will monitor the houses. Anyone who does not comply with the instructions will be punished." In the assembly, after declaring this, all the people greeted the king and said, "No, Maharaj, we will all be present there." Everyone greeted Mahatma Buddha and departed. The meeting was adjourned, and Mahatma Buddha's sermon was scheduled for the next day. Everyone arrived at 4 a.m. to listen to Mahatma Buddha's sermon. Mahatma Buddha signaled to his disciple, who then stood up and said, "Starting tomorrow, the people of the entire state must begin drinking 2 to 3 glasses of warm water at 4 a.m. after waking up. This warm water should be sipped slowly from an earthen pot. Whoever does not follow this instruction will not find relief." This is Mahatma Buddha's first sermon. It must be followed. Tomorrow, the second sermon will be given. Everyone must attend and follow the teachings. The next day, all the people were present punctually. Mahatma Buddha asked someone from the crowd, "What happened? How many people followed the instructions?" Everyone raised their hands and said, "We have followed them, and today we feel much relief. Our stomachs have been cleansed well, our bodies feel light, and we look absolutely healthy." Mahatma Buddha then said to the disciple, "Now, the second piece of advice is that everyone must go for a walk. How far should they walk? Between 2 to 3 kilometers. Children and young people should run during this walk, while people between 40 and 50 years old should walk briskly, taking 1 step per second, 60 steps per minute. If they can run, they should not do so too fast, but should run 2 to 3 kilometers according to their ability." That was the sermon for the second day. The meeting resumed the next day, and Mahatma Buddha again asked about everyone's experiences during the first 2 days. Everyone present raised their hands in agreement. The disciple asked, "How do you feel now?" They responded, "Guru, we have no illness. It feels as though we are completely healthy again." The disciple said, "Now, everyone must do yoga and pranayama according to their ability. This includes pranayama like Anulam Vilam." He explained how to do Anulam Vilam and how to perform Surya Pranayama. The disciple instructed everyone to practice these exercises daily for at least 30 to 45 minutes. The meeting concluded, and the next day, another gathering was held with all the people present. After the meeting, everyone was asked about their routine and who had followed the instructions. They all responded, "Now we feel as though there is no illness. We don't need an alarm. Our eyes automatically open at 4 a.m. Hearing this, the king was very pleased, amazed that his people were healing without the need for money. The king immediately rejoiced and told Mahatma Buddha, "Please stay in our kingdom, Lord. Don't leave." Mahatma Buddha smiled, as his way was always to maintain a joyful attitude and not worry. He then said, "Now that everyone knows about pranayama, the next step is that everyone should eat 300 grams of sev. You can eat more, but not less. After that, everyone can continue with their work." The meeting concluded that day and was dismissed. The next day, everyone gathered, and they were asked who had felt significant relief. Everyone responded that they had fully recovered. Once again, the disciple spoke. "There is still half of the rule left to fulfill. If you follow the entire rule, you will be free of disease and old age will fade away. Your masculine strength will remain intact, like that of Mahatma Buddha, and your face will retain its radiance." The disciple then explained the next sermon. "Listen carefully. From tomorrow until 7 or 8 a.m., you must eat sev. After that, 2 hours later, you can eat as usual to fill your stomach. However, after eating, everyone must consume ro, which is a multigrain mixture. This row must not contain wheat, as wheat is not beneficial. Instead, it should include millet, corn, and chickpeas. Prepare row with these 3 ingredients. Additionally, Your plate should include a bowl of lentils, homemade ghee, and a bowl of mixed vegetables according to the season. Seasonal vegetables are ideal, while off-season vegetables should be stored for longer preservation. Finally, 30 minutes after eating, everyone should drink a bowl of yogurt. If you also include jaggery in the yogurt, your food will digest more easily. The disciple concluded by saying that the sermon for the day had ended and that everyone should attend the next day's meeting by following these instructions. Everyone went happily to their homes, adhering to what had been mentioned in the sermon. The following day, the meeting was held and all the people were present. They were asked who had felt significant relief. The people responded, "Lord, we have no illness. We are completely healed. It doesn't seem like we were ever sick." The king was overjoyed and said, "By eating this way, everyone has been healed gradually. It seems that all have become healthier on their own." The disciple then said, "There is still more to learn. Listen carefully. First, you must remember not to eat and drink at the same time. If you have difficulty swallowing the food, take small sips of water. You can drink water between meals, but avoid drinking large amounts at once. You can drink as much water as you like, but only after 1 hour of eating. Since everyone has eaten by 10 or 11 a.m., you will likely feel hungry again by 4 or 5 p.m. At that time, everyone must eat a plate of salad. Each person should consume the salad in proportion to their weight. For example, if someone weighs 50 kilograms, they should eat a proportional amount of salad. If someone weighs 60 kilograms, they should eat 300 grams. If they weigh 70 kilograms, they should also eat 300 grams. If they weigh 80 kilograms, they should eat 400 grams. The salad should include carrots, beets, radishes, tomatoes, and a piece of ginger. Additionally, 3 or 4 cloves of garlic should be added for flavor, and black salt or roasted cumin can be included if desired. You must not eat anything before consuming the salad. Follow these instructions and return the next day. That meeting also ended, and everyone returned to their homes, following the given rules. The next day, at 4 p.m., they were asked how they felt and how their bodies were. Everyone had smiles on their faces, and their faces shone brightly. It seemed as though their declining age had come to an end. The king was overjoyed and filled with gratitude. He knelt before Mahatma Buddha and said, "Blessed be you, Lord. You have healed everyone just with food." The king added, "Maharaj, wait. There's still much to teach. When you finish explaining the entire sermon, like our Lord, there will be no diseases, and no one in our kingdom will ever age. Please tell us everything we need to know. I myself feel as though I have no illness now, as if I'm 16 years old again." The disciple then said, "I will tell you what to do at night. Everyone must have dinner before sunset because when sunlight hits our stomach, it feels heavy, and food digestion becomes slower. As sunlight decreases, digestion stops. That's why ancient sages like Asim Muni used to eat an hour before sunset. Eating early has 2 benefits. First, the food begins to digest while we are awake, and by the time we go to sleep, digestion is almost complete within 3 to 4 hours. This ensures restful sleep. If you eat late, your life will be negatively affected as digestion will be incomplete and you won't sleep well. Therefore, make sure to eat dinner an hour before sunset and choose light foods, such as multigrain roe and seasonal vegetables. But eat only as much as necessary, as if you've barely eaten. After an hour, drink a glass of milk with 3 grams of turmeric. The turmeric must be homemade, not bought from the market. A few hours before bed, do nothing but prepare for sleep, and ensure you go to bed before 10 p.m. If you sleep by 10, you will have a restful night, and all your food will be properly digested. When you sleep well, you will naturally wake up at 4:25 a.m. without stress, and you won't have any illnesses. In short, listen carefully. Everyone must live in the present. Live life like a small child. A small child doesn't worry if their mother is arguing with a neighbor or if there is food in the house. They simply eat what they have and continue playing as long as their stomach is full. In the same way, you should focus on the present and not worry about the past or the future. Don't stress over what you have today or what's to come. Be content with what you have and don't dwell on the past. Living in the present eliminates stress and worries, which prevents disease. Remember to follow these rules and never eat outside food. Prepare all your meals at home, as outside food is often adulterated. Anyone who follows these instructions will never age or fall ill. Everyone should adhere to these guidelines, and after a month, we'll hold a gathering with everyone present. So, the days passed, and after a month, Mahatma Buddha returned to the gathering. The king rushed out to greet him and respectfully invited him to his royal court. "Welcome, Guru, to our kingdom. This is your home as well," said the king. Mahatma Buddha smiled and asked, "Tell me, O king, how is everyone? How are your subjects?" The king replied, "Lord, the teachings you gave us have made all our people very happy. People who once seemed 60 years old now look like they are 21. Everyone's aging has stopped and the people are resting peacefully without needing medicine. They are all absolutely healthy and happy." So, my dear friends, what did you think of Mahatma Buddha's 12 health teachings? Will you put them into practice? Leave us your thoughts in the comment section below, and don't forget to give us a like. Share this video with your friends and family, and subscribe by activating notifications so you don't miss any of our upcoming teachings. Thank you for all the support I receive day after day. It encourages me to keep sharing these teachings. Your interest and participation are the reason I continue creating valuable content. I sincerely thank you for your constant support and wish you peace and well-being on your journey. Until next time, my dear friends.